The pursuit of things, of success, of recognition, of material possessions often comes from a place of lack, a feeling that something is missing. We chase after these things to fill a void, but that void cannot be filled by anything external. It can only be resolved by turning inward. True self-love is not a feeling of vanity or a selfish indulgence. It is a state of fundamental acceptance and respect for who you are right now in this moment. It is the recognition that you are already complete, and when you operate from a place of completeness, the world shifts to meet you. Let us explore the true meaning of this powerful principle. The journey of self-mastery begins not with a grand achievement, but with a quiet, powerful act of unconditional self-acceptance. In our society, we are taught to love ourselves conditionally. We are told we will be worthy when we achieve a certain status, when we reach a particular goal, or when others approve of us. This creates a deeply flawed and unstable foundation for our lives. We are constantly in pursuit of a future version of ourselves that we deem worthy of love, and in this pursuit, we neglect and even criticize the person we are right now. This is a state of internal conflict, a war with oneself that drains our energy and prevents any true progress. I want you to consider this. You cannot build a strong house on a cracked and crumbling foundation. In the same way, you cannot build a successful, peaceful, and purposeful life on a foundation of self-criticism and self-rejection. The first step of self-love is to acknowledge and accept yourself as you are, without judgment. This means accepting your flaws, your past mistakes, your current weaknesses, not as reasons for self-hatred, but as simple facts of your existence in this moment. Acceptance does not mean complacency. It does not mean you stop striving for improvement. It means you stop fighting with yourself and instead you begin working with yourself. Think of it like tending a garden. A gardener does not despise a plant for having a wilted leaf. They simply acknowledge the leaf, understand its condition, and take gentle, purposeful action to improve the plant's health. In the same way, you must look at your own imperfections with a calm, discerning eye, not a critical one. Your self-worth is not something to be earned, it is inherent. It is the simple fact of your existence. You are a manifestation of life itself, and in that, you are worthy. When you genuinely believe this, when you can look at yourself in the mirror and accept who you are, a tremendous amount of energy is freed up. The energy you once spent on internal fighting can now be directed outward towards building, creating, and contributing. This fundamental shift from a mindset of lack to a mindset of wholeness is the bedrock upon which all other success is built. Without this foundation, any external achievement will feel hollow, because the void within you remains. True self-love is the quiet, internal decision to be your own ally in every moment, in every circumstance, regardless of external opinion or outcome. When most people think of self-love, they think of indulgence, eating what you want, sleeping in late, avoiding difficult tasks. They see it as a form of pampering. But this is a superficial and ultimately harmful interpretation. True self-love, from a disciplined perspective, is the exact opposite. It is the commitment to make the difficult choices now that will lead to long-term well-being and a better future. True self-love is discipline. It is the love for the person you are becoming. Discipline is the act of choosing what you want most over what you want right now. It is the moment you choose to meditate instead of checking your phone. It is the moment you choose to train your body, even when it is tired, because you know your future self will be stronger for it. It is the moment you choose to focus on a challenging task instead of being distracted, because you value the growth that comes from concentrated effort. This is not about self-punishment. It is about self-respect. It is about honoring your potential and your future. Indulgence is a quick, fleeting pleasure. Discipline is a lasting, profound investment in yourself. Think of it as the difference between a kind parent and a permissive one. A permissive parent allows the child to do whatever they want, believing this is love. But the child grows up without boundaries, without resilience, and without the tools to face the world. A truly loving parent, on the other hand, sets clear boundaries, teaches difficult lessons, and encourages effort, knowing that this is what will ultimately lead to the child's true happiness and strength. In the same way, you must become your own loving parent. You must guide yourself with discipline, not with a harsh hand, but with a firm, compassionate one. You must tell yourself, I love you too much to let you be weak. I love you too much to let you waste your potential. This form of self-love is a powerful, active force that builds an unshakable inner world. It forges your character, it creates momentum, it proves to you every single day that you are worthy of your own effort. When you act from this place of disciplined self-love, you stop chasing fleeting desires and start building a life of substance. And this substance, this inner strength and clarity is what the world truly responds to. The energy you put into disciplined self-care and self-improvement is not lost. It is transformed into a magnetic force that draws opportunity, respect, and success to you. This is the paradoxical power of discipline as self-love. It is the most direct path to a life where things do not need to be chased, but are naturally attracted. Our physical world is a reflection of our internal world. If you want to see a rich harvest, you must first tend to the soil. If you want to see a beautiful garden, you must first plant the right seeds and remove the weeds. The same is true for your life. Your internal world, your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, your spirit is the garden you must cultivate. Loving yourself means becoming a diligent and mindful gardener of this inner space. The weeds in your garden are the negative thoughts, the limiting beliefs, the fears, and the unresolved resentments you hold. These weeds choke the life out of everything else, they consume your energy and prevent anything beautiful from growing. The first act of gardening is not planting, it is weeding. It is the conscious practice of identifying these negative patterns and uprooting them, not with anger, but with the calm intention of creating space for something better. This is an ongoing process of awareness. It is asking yourself, is this thought serving me? Is this belief helping me grow or holding me back? If the answer is no, you must choose to release it, to let it go. This is a form of self-love because it is a commitment to not allow anything to poison your inner landscape. Once the weeds are cleared, you can begin to plant the seeds. These seeds are your intentions, your habits, your acts of kindness, your moments of learning, and your moments of gratitude. What seeds are you planting every day? Are you planting seeds of peace through meditation? Are you planting seeds of knowledge through reading and study? Are you planting seeds of resilience through challenging your body and mind? Each conscious, deliberate act you perform is a seed. When you love yourself, you plant these seeds with care and attention, knowing that they will grow to form the reality you inhabit. You water them with your discipline, you nourish them with your focus, and you give them the light of your conscious attention. A healthy and vibrant inner garden, filled with strong, purposeful plants, naturally attracts life. It attracts opportunities, it attracts like-minded people, it attracts peace. A garden that is tended with love and care radiates a certain energy. Just as a honeybee is drawn to the most beautiful and healthy flowers, the opportunities and relationships you seek will be drawn to a person who has cultivated a beautiful, peaceful, and purposeful inner world. The things you chase externally are simply reflections of what you are failing to cultivate internally. When your inner garden is flourishing, you don't need to chase things, they will be naturally attracted to the life and vitality you radiate. This is the profound truth of everything will come to you. It is not magic, it is the natural consequence of a well-tended internal world. A significant obstacle to true self-love is the constant, unconscious search for external validation. In our interconnected world, we are conditioned to measure our worth by the number of likes, the words of praise, the approval of our peers, or the attainment of a certain status. When our self-worth is tied to these external factors, it becomes incredibly fragile and unstable. We become emotional puppets, with our strings being pulled by the opinions and perceptions of others. This is not a state of self-love, it is a state of dependency. To truly love yourself is to understand that your value is not a commodity to be earned or granted by others. Your worth is inherent. It exists simply because you do. This is a revolutionary concept in a world that tells us we must always be more, have more, and do more to be enough. When you let go of the desperate need for external validation, you free yourself from an endless and unwinnable race. You are no longer performing for an audience, you are living for yourself. This is an incredibly liberating practice. How do you begin to let go of this need? The first step is to become aware of it. Notice the moments when you are doing something primarily for the sake of what others will think. Notice the emotional high you get from praise and the emotional low you feel from criticism. Observe these feelings without judgment. The practice is not to eliminate them entirely, but to learn to not give them power over your internal state. You can appreciate a compliment without allowing it to define you. You can hear a critique without allowing it to crush you. The key is to find your center of gravity within yourself, not in the shifting sands of public opinion. When you do this, something remarkable happens. You begin to act from a place of integrity and purpose, rather than a place of people-pleasing. You pursue goals because they align with your values, not because they will impress others. You speak your truth, not because you want to be heard, but because it is an honest expression of who you are. This authentic, centered energy is incredibly attractive. People are drawn to those who are secure in themselves, who do not need external approval to be whole. The very validation you once chased from the outside world will begin to come to you naturally, not because you sought it, but because you became the kind of person whose internal state commands respect. This is the paradox. The moment you stop needing the approval of others, it begins to flow to you effortlessly. This is a manifestation of love for the self. We arrive now at the final and most paradoxical aspect of this principle, that everything will come to you. As I said at the beginning, this is not a passive process, it is a natural consequence of the internal work we have discussed. When you have a foundation of unconditional self-acceptance, a deep well of self-love expressed through discipline, a well-tended inner garden, and a profound detachment from the need for external validation, you stop operating from a place of neediness, fear, and lack. You begin to operate from a place of wholeness, strength, and abundance. This shift in internal state changes your entire relationship with the world. Think about the difference in energy between a person who is desperately chasing a relationship and a person who is content and complete on their own. The chaser radiates a needy, insecure energy that pushes people away. The complete person radiates a calm, attractive energy that draws others in. The same principle applies to everything, to career opportunities, to wealth, to meaningful experiences. When you are chasing something, your energy is one of seeking, of not having. When you are simply focused on becoming the best version of yourself, the energy you radiate is one of being, of having, of radiating. This is the deeper meaning of everything will come to you. It's not a magical spell. It's the natural law of a life lived from a place of internal abundance. The everything that comes is not just a list of material possessions. It is the effortless flow of opportunities that align with your true purpose. It is the arrival of people who resonate with your authenticity and strengths. It is the profound sense of inner peace that comes from knowing you are on the right path. The greatest thing that will come to you is not money or fame, but the unshakable feeling of being exactly where you are meant to be, in a state of full and complete peace. So do not chase. Instead, build your inner strength, cultivate your inner calm, tend to your inner garden. The work is not external. The work is always internal. The universe does not give you what you want. it gives you what you are. When you become a person of peace, peace will come to you. When you become a person of purpose, purpose will come to you. When you become a person of love, love will come to you. The journey to having everything you desire is not a journey outward, but a journey inward, to the center of yourself, to the quiet power of simply loving yourself completely and unconditionally.